Hi, I'm Lorraine with Chat and Craft with Lorraine, and I'm coming on live tonight to make this cute little gift box right here. My friend Joanne showed us how to make these a couple weeks ago in a Zoom class. She was a guest instructor for my class, and I thought I'd make a video in case you missed that class and you'd like to make one. They're really cute. This one has a little hand sanitizer in it. Fits very nicely. I made another one here that I put some fun size candies in. There's about 4 of these little pieces in here. And you can also put some other things I'll show you after we make this one. I just want to tell you what I did for a minute just before I came on live. I looked at my paper trimmer, and it had gunk on it and some dried glue on it and other things, and I cleaned it with a little Goo Gone, and I thought maybe other people would like to know this trick. So I just put it on a clean rag and wiped off all the glue and the residue and went down the track a little bit, and then I just took a baby wipe and cleaned it with that to get any of the residue off, because it is a little bit of a slick feel to that Goo Gone, but that really keeps your paper trimmer looking clean. And you know, it's one of those things you don't notice the floor's dirty until the company comes. Well, I didn't notice how dirty it was till I was ready to go on live. Okay, so to make this little bag, you don't need too many different pieces of paper, and I'll put these measurements in the video description in a little bit. But you need a piece of cardstock that is 1.5 by 11. You need a piece of cardstock that's 2 1/4 by 9.5, and you need 4 pieces of DSP that are 1 3/8 by 2 7/8. Now I hear my dehumidifier running behind me. I'm just going to run and turn that off quickly. I don't want there to be a lot of background noise in the video. Okay, so we're going to get started by doing just a little bit of scoring on these papers. So on this long piece, we are going to score it at 4 3/4 and 6 1/4. And again, I'll put all of this in the comments. Now you know that this one has to go this way to be scored because it's not wide enough to score at 4 3/4 the other way. So I'm just going to put it at 4 3/4. I'm sliding my cutting blade out of the way so I won't have any accidents. And then 6 1/4. And actually I'm going to do 4 3/4 from the other side because I don't like that 6 1/4 is right where that joint is, and it's kind of hard to see. So if you just do 4 3/4 from each end, that will be fine. Let me check it now that I said that. Yes, you want it to be even. Now we're going to take the wider piece, and putting the short side at the top, we're going to score it at 3/8. And I'm going to measure that on this right side of my cutting channel because I can hang on to it better that way. So 3/8 is just 2 little lines, less than a half. So I'm going to do one side, and then I'm going to turn it around and do the other side at 3/8. Now I'm going to turn it so the long side is at the top, and I'm going to score it at 4 inches and at 5.5 inches. Okay. And that's all we have to do for scoring and cutting. So I'm going to get the trimmer out of the way. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish or rub all these score lines with my bone folder. That just gives it a nice, deep crease. Then I'm going to open it up and do this one and that one. Whoops. And then we have just 2 fold lines here. I need to clean my bone folder, I see, with the same Goo Gone. I use a lot of the liquid glue, and sometimes it leaves a little residue behind. Okay, so now we're going to use our scissors, and we're just going to cut out this middle rectangle on either side here, just to make it less bulky. And I like to miter my corners just a little bit, so I'm going to come in at an angle, and then I'm going to cut off that score line and come in at an angle again. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. It just lays a little flatter and a little nicer on the corners if you do a little bit of that mitering or that angling. Okay. Now if I did this properly, this is going to sit right in here and match. Good. Okay, so now I am going to turn this over, and we are going to put some tear and tape on these 4 skinny little flaps. I love this tear and tape for 3D projects or projects that need to stand up and stay together. You don't want these falling apart. These are little bags, would be great for Halloween. You could put them on a holiday table with a name tag and a little goodie in it. I also thought it would be fun to make these for people coming to a card class near the holidays, have a little extra treat, or to give to your team members. There's a lot you can do with it, and whoa, I can't get that one to rip. For team members, I thought it was pretty cool. Let me show you this before I forget, that the Tombow glue fits right in there. Or, you know, people that come to your card club or your card class. I thought that was really cute. Okay, I'm not going to take that tear and tape off just yet. We're going to put a couple of our pieces of DSP on there. And why are these? I cut these to the wrong height. These are not 2 7/8. They are 2 7/8, but I don't think that's the right measurement. They are 2 7/8, but they should be, it looks like 3 7/8. So let me grab another piece of that paper. I love this tidings and trimming pack. You can see I'm using it up pretty quickly. All right, let's go 3 7/8. And then they're 1 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if that's gonna fit. That's much better. Now this is a directional pattern, so I'm going to have to remember to get them all going in the right direction. So I'm going to ask you, 1, 2, 3, to please yell at me if I don't get them going in the right direction. Okay. Well, luckily those weren't too hard to cut, and my cutter is so nice and clean. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to put these on here, and I'm going to do it so that they face up. Both of them are going to face up because this is going to go like this eventually. So I like to use the liquid glue, but you could use snail, you could use tear and tape. I don't think you really need tear and tape. This glue's getting a little low. Wow, it did not want to get started there. Okay. And that just, whoops, goes right in there with a little border all the way around it. If Joanne, if you're watching, just jump right in if I'm doing something wrong. I was on vacation for a couple of weeks, so I had some guest instructors. On this piece, the skinnier, longer piece, we are going to punch the edges with a tag topper punch. I think this tag topper punch that I have may be retired, but there are two that are very similar that are in the catalog. You could use either one of those, or you could just use your corner rounder on both corners to get a nice look, and then punch a hole with a hole punch. Okay, so now this one's gonna go like this. So I need to put my two pieces of paper on this way. And again, I want them both to come out from the middle with their directions, so they'll be going the right way. With my camera there, it's hard for me to get my head in to see if I'm getting that in the right place. I think I am. I hope that didn't make the shadows worse, but I needed a little bit more light. Okay, so there we go. And on this one, that's going to go there. So we're going to put some tear and tape right here in the center. Just a couple more pieces of that. I don't want my box to fall apart or the bottom to fall out by any means. Okay, so I'm going to do the bottom first. Oh, I need my, oh, I don't have the right end on my take your pick tool. I was using it for scoring, so I'll just lift it with my scissors. I don't have enough fingernail to get under there. Okay. So now I'm going to line up the score line here with these score lines as closely as I can. Getting that right in the middle. Okay, so these are going to come up and we're going to adhere them like so. The little flaps will go on the inside. So I'm just going to start with this one right here and pull that off and try to get a nice right angle going and get that lined up just right. Then you can use your bone folder or your finger to just press right along on that. And now I'll do the next, or the other side of that same flap. There we go. And give it a good crease. We have two more sides. This works out pretty quickly. There we go. Okay, and now for the last side. It's a little tricky to get this last side in. I probably should have tucked it inside before I sealed up that other one. Yep, there we go. I got it. Okay, but then you don't want to let it touch. Oh, it's stuck to my finger until you're ready for it. There we go. And I'll give it. So there, that is the basic box right there. So cute, like I said. And this is a little hairspray. I couldn't find something a little more fun with that, but you can see that even if it sticks out a little bit, you could make it coordinate the color of the cap with what you put in there. You know, that would always work. So I decorated it. I used a couple of tags on the side, and these are the tag dies from TaylorMade tags that are in the annual catalog. I love these different size tags, so I used the two small rounded top. I thought since this has a rounded top, I'd use a rounded top. And we're going to just stamp the word Merry, and on this one I'm going to stamp it in soft succulent, and I have a soft succulent ribbon. Oh, I got a big halo on that. Let's try that again. Okay. So that says Merry. And I'm not going to adhere those two together. I'm just going to put them on top of each other and use a piece of the baker's twine. These come in a multicolor pack now. You get a little bit more of the white and one of the other colors. So I'm going to get that ready to tie on, but I think I'll put my ribbon in first. I think this is about 14 inches of ribbon, which might be a little bit long. You probably could get away with a little bit less than that, but this piece was cut and left over from something else. So I'm just going to knot this end and hope it doesn't, it does come through. All right, so with this thicker ribbon, I did knot the ends and it doesn't come through. But this one, that's not going to work. So I'm going to try to take this out. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I'm glad I'm doing a good job. And Michelle, I'm glad that you like this. Okay, here we go. So let's put this through both ends. I wonder if I could tie it. Is there, yes, I'm going to do it this way. I didn't like that the knot is showing on the other one, so I'm going to start on the outside and go into the middle. I always say tying bows is so hard when you're live, but I guess tying a knot is hard too. Okay. There we go. So I didn't worry about getting too close to the end because I knew that this was a generous piece of ribbon. I'm just trying to trim that down a little bit, and there we can put that like that, or you can do it like this. This can even hang on a doorknob or hang, you could hang it on a Christmas tree. It could hang from a whole bunch of different things, I guess. And then I'll just tie these tags through the hole as well and around the ribbon. And I'm just going to do a loose bow on this. I'm not going to tie it tight, so I might want to write who it's from on the back. I have glue residue on my fingers. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to tie that. I'm just going to do a knot. And that's too long. I should know better than tying things on the air. Here we go. I'm just going to do a little right over left, left over right. If I can manage that. I'm all thumbs tonight. There we go. Okay, so that's the little bag. I think it's really cute. There's so many possibilities. You could do Halloween, you can do Christmas, you can do Thanksgiving. Joanne says you can also use the ribbon to hold the tag as a handle. Oh, that would be a good idea too. Yes. So it's really just a fun bag and has so many different uses. So Melanie says she likes it with the little Snickers. How'd you know those were Snickers so fast? Yep, and the whimsy and wonder. And I love this soft velvety ribbon. It seems to be twisted at the moment, but there we go. But yeah, it's really pretty. So I hope you'll give it a try. I'll put all the measurements in the comments in just a little bit. Susan, I'm glad you like it. And if there's anything I can do to help you make tags like this or boxes like this at home, I'd love to help you do that. All right, have a good night. Bye-bye.